Okay, second thing that I wrote down. When is the right time to hire an ISA? When is the right time to hire an ISA? It's really simple. If you want an ISA to set daily opportunities for you, write this down in your notes. If you want opportunities that you need to be working every single day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, your minimum lead generation count should be 300 per month. 300 leads per month. I was on the call yesterday with an amazing agent here at Rio, Mr. Dan Gandy, and we were talking about some of his metrics, and I think one of his Facebook ad spend was netting him about 290 um, registrations a month, and he had some exterior people calling on those and setting appointments for him, and he found out that after doing this for about 3 months, about one out of every 40, and his cost per lead, if Dan, if you're watching this, totally out me in the chat if I'm wrong on these numbers, but I believe he said his cost per lead was $6.53, and one out of every 40, one would be an appointment. So every 40 leads that they reached out to, one would be an appointment, and he closes about 50% of them. So when he's one out of 80, one out of 100, exactly what we talk about with Facebook leads. And it's profitable. You know, his average sales price is on the lower side. I think they're somewhere in the 300 range. So call it $9,000 in commission per check. And if he's paying $6.53, I'm going to do this business for you, or a thing right here, $6.53, and it takes him about 85 leads to get a deal, he's paying $555 per client. Even at a $9,000 commission check, that's a 20x ROI. Maybe it's like 18.5. I don't know what it is exactly, but like, I don't know how many of you guys wouldn't pay that, right? But we have all these stories around ISAs. And, oh, I did it once, it didn't work. And these guys had a big team and it didn't work. It's because you're trying to offload way too much of the sales process to them. That's why this doesn't work. So the lowest number that I would hire an ISA at would be 100 leads. If you have anything less than 100, it's going to be really hard to keep the ISA busy and motivated. Because here's the thing, even when ISAs are paid hourly, if they're making 40, 50 outbound calls a day or text messages or emails, and they're not getting any movement because the lead volume is not there, they start to lose their self-worth as it pertains to your business. And then they start worrying about whether they're going to be employed. And it's their results may be amazing, right? A team that I consulted with a few months ago had me build out their entire ISA system on the back end of Keep. And one of their original problems when they had their very first call with me, they said that we have massive ISA turnover. What's your cost per lead? Like $45. How many leads you get in a month? 30. And I said, you can't have an ISA team with one new lead a day. It's never going to work. They have to be swinging the bat dozens of times every single day to make this work. And, we fixed that problem. They went heavy on YouTube, Google Display. They did pay-per-click. We didn't manage that. Facebook ads. We got that number over 300. It happened overnight. The movement on that happened overnight, right? All it was a different way that they were handling these leads, and they had to change their lead generation sources, right? But you need a lot of opportunities because you need, like, if I'm an ISA and I'm working from home or I'm coming into the office, I need to be coming in every single day, and I need to know that, boom, I got a new pipeline every single day. And good people that are good salespeople, excellent salespeople, they love the hunt. They love the challenge of getting on the call. I in a good way. I love arguing. I think it's fun. I don't get nervous around it. I don't really care what you think about me in the sense of I don't need you to validate that I'm legit for me to feel good about myself. So sales for me is very easy. Early on, even during the Clear Channel advertising days, there's a lot of rejection in advertising. And at first it really bothered me. And at the end of the day, there was some training that I went to that helped me, get through that. And I think once that I realized the objection and the rejection, most of the time, sometimes it was me, had nothing to do with me. I knew that, okay, well, I talked to this many people to get an in-person appointment. I need this many in-person appointments. And this many in-person appointments means I get somebody on the air. Every time I get somebody on the air, it's another $2,000 a month for me. Income-wise, it was just math. Literally all of the growth was just, now it took me 9 months to figure that out, right? I'm not the smartest guy in the block. But I learned that before real estate. So growth literally is just math. So once you get to that 100, that would be the minimum that I would do to get an ISA. In addition to the 25 hour, are you also giving the ISA a bonus or percentage on close sale? You can, right? The other way that I would tell you is you can pay them a flat 7%. Now, I will tell you at 7%, there's a delay of payment. So I'm going to use Dan Shane as an example. So if my average commission is $9,000 a month, and I'm going to give them 7% of that. That's 630 a transaction. Now, if I start today, I'm probably not going to get paid for at least 45 to 60 days, right? So in 45 to 60 days, I can't get a check for $630, right? Now, if I want to close 10, that's $6,400 a year, or a month, $6,300 a month times 12. That's $75,000 a year if I'm closing 10 a month. You got to have a big lead funnel to do 7%, right? At that sales price. Now, 7% at the $1.5 million mark is a really good income. So $1.5 million times 0.02.5% times 0.07. That's $2,625 a deal. If I'm doing 6 of those deals a month, I'm making $180,000 a year. You get somebody that's doing that and all they're doing is following up with leads and setting appointments, they'll never leave you. That magic number you're trying to get with a full-time legit ISA, not to start, but full-time legit, well-built out system ISA, you should be in a sprint to get them to 100 grand a year. However you structure that, you need to get them to 100 grand a year. Not if you're making 400 grand, right? You should be making $1 million. Right? So for every $100,000 that you're spending on an ISA, you probably need to be making about $1.2 million, top line revenue, give or take. I think it's probably an 8%, 9%, 10%, or a 10x ROI on the ISA. But I wouldn't be quick to throw out bonuses just because you're throwing out bonuses. I would be quick to, crushing the system and figuring out in your specific market what works. You can do salary, you can do commission only, you can do a hybrid of both. I think it's whatever you want to tolerate in your business. And whatever you're willing to hold accountable. And we're not even going to talk about this, but one of the biggest reasons that people don't succeed with ISAs is they hire this person in and they say, well, there's the system. Here's your cell phone. I downloaded this script from Tom Ferry. Just use this. I've never used it before, but it's probably good. And then my leads are they're over there. So just make 100 calls today and then set me 11 appointments and I'll see how you did. Well, the day goes on and they're like, well, I made 13 calls, but I got all these questions. I didn't know what to say. So I told them I'd call them back. What? I told you just to set appointments for me. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, this guy wasn't trained. They're not good. And they developed a story around what it is. It's not a system. It's not a process. We expect for them just to come on and do it because, I don't know, it's just, we don't want to train people, right? You have to train people. You have to train people. There's no way around it. Okay. So I don't think you have to go bonus wise. It's just what you're willing to hold accountable. And we'll get to that.